All right, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. It looks like we are live. All right, welcome in everybody. My name is Andrew and this is Rocket Future. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We are less than 24 hours away from the next launch of the Starship vehicle. This will be Flight 6 for the full stack. Getting super excited. There is dozens and dozens of people down here at Starbase right now getting excited. Let me shut my door here. I've never really seen it this busy down here. We've seen it pretty close to this busy for other previous launches, but I think this is one of the busiest I've ever seen it down here. So, yep, tomorrow is the day. We are under 24 hours until this next launch attempt. I'm going to be bringing in some closer shots of the rocket and everything so you can see what's going on up there. There are some crews at the base of the vehicle right now. So they're checking things out up there, and I'll make sure I zoom in so you can kind of see what they're working on up there. But it looks like they're maybe just going through some inspections. So here we are under 24 hours. What do we have to expect over the next 24 hours or so? So number one, I'm sure SpaceX is going to keep an eye on the weather. Number two, I'm sure they're making sure that the vehicle is ready. But I think that they've gone through all of the testing that they need to do ahead of launch tomorrow. So hopefully vehicle readiness is good, and that shouldn't be a question until they start processes for the launch tomorrow. Weather, of course, is a concern in general, but it looks pretty good for tomorrow, so I don't think weather will be a concern specifically for tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see them close the road at 8 a.m. Central Time, and then eventually start fueling the vehicle, not too long after that. And hopefully this thing will be ready to go at 4 p.m. Central Time. It's a 30-minute window, so we'll have to wait to see if they go right at the beginning of that window or when. But the goal of this mission is similar to Flight 5. There have been some changes to the vehicle, so they're going to test those changes and see how it goes. And again, this will be the second attempt. First attempt being successful, but the second attempt of bringing that booster back to be caught by those chopsticks. Again, I'm going to give you some better views here in just a couple minutes. So that's what we hope to see tomorrow. We hope to see a successful launch. We hope to see a successful separation and bringing back the booster, and hope we see a booster catch tomorrow. It would be really, really cool to see two back-to-back successful booster catches, really cement that capability for them. So I'm going to keep chatting with you, and I'm going to keep talking about what's going on here, but let me zoom in a little bit and show you what these folks are doing at the bottom of the booster here. So as you can see, there are some people that are kind of just walking around the base of the booster. I don't exactly know what they're doing, but I believe they're probably just going through some inspections ahead of flight here. If the connectivity on the stream isn't super great, it's because we're currently running on the Starlink Mini. Of course, tomorrow we'll be using the full Starlink. But this was just easier to set up for a quick update stream here. So yeah, everything is looking good right now ahead of flight tomorrow, and the booster and the ship. Oh man, it's looking really good right now. I'm gonna actually take a second to get some pictures with my own phone here. So I'm gonna step off of commentary for just a minute, and I'll be back with you soon. All right, so we still have those people down there checking out the base of the booster. Sun has set at this point, I believe. It's at least behind the little cloud shelf there, but we're going to start losing lighting here in a bit. We're going to keep the stream short, but we're going to stay live with you for just a little while until we really start and lose a lot of light. And we're going to keep an eye on to see what these guys are doing at the base of the booster there. I'm sure it's probably just, again, some sort of inspections. I don't know if they're looking at something specific or if they're just going through checklists of stuff that they need to do before launch. So checking in with chat here. Eric is tuning in from Norway, not Odin, Norway. Good to see Eric. Thanks for tuning in. Let me zoom you back out here for a second. There we go. It's a little bit better for you. So let's just talk a little bit more about what to expect for tomorrow, and then we can get back to the bottom of the vehicle here. It looks like a lot of those people that were at the base of the vehicle have moved. So yeah, like I said, we're hoping to see a successful launch and a successful catch of the booster. Second time in a row would be really, really amazing. But we just want to see a successful mission altogether. Something that I was talking about a little bit during the testing that they were doing yesterday is my curiosity about what kind of things that they're testing on Starship. There's some stuff that we know about, like there's a couple tiles missing up towards the nose. There's some tiles that were on the sides that have been moved away from, like, removed completely. So I think they're really starting to put this thing through its paces. It's the last version 1 Starship. So I think they want to get some of the most intense data they can get out of this before they start moving on to version 2. So I think there's probably an increased chance of Starship Stage 2 failure on re-entry this time compared to last time. I don't actually expect that to happen at all, but I think it's a higher chance than last flight because I really think they're trying to push the boundaries of this thing and learn as much as they can again before they have to start making adjustments to Starship version 2. And of course, Starship version 2 will be a little bit taller than Starship version 1. I think it's 1 ring taller. So they just want to try to learn as much as possible because the data that they get from all of the flights up to this point and this flight tomorrow, that'll all go into the design of Starship V2 and eventually Starship V3 and so on. I think 2 and 3 are all that we've officially seen referenced, but I don't think it's going to end there. So if anybody has any questions or anything, please feel free to put those in the chat. Now is the time. We'll get those answered for you today, so you can go into tomorrow with the right expectation set and everything. But everything is looking good so far. People are really, really psyched down here. There's a really good crowd of people down here just taking it all in before this thing takes off tomorrow, which is really, really good to see. So I'm kind of envious of a lot of these people. It might be their first time down here seeing Starship, and I remember what that feeling was like. So I'm hoping people are really able to take it all in and get excited about this thing and get pumped up for tomorrow. So this is great. I'm living, I'm enjoying it myself, but I'm living vicariously a little bit through the newer people here that haven't seen all this before. So I'm going to bring you into a little bit of a tighter shot again of the base of the booster, and we'll keep going on commentary. So if you have any questions, please feel free. So it looks like we still got one SpaceX employee at the base of the booster there. Not exactly sure what they were looking at earlier, but I'm sure it's probably just stuff they got to cross off the list between now and launch. Now, there's that hot stage ring that we always hear about. I'm really excited to see how they integrate that later on in further versions of the booster. But for now, it will be ejected just as it was the previous couple flights. And of course, we have the Starship vehicle itself. The Starship will be re entering in the Indian Ocean. We want to see it have a successful soft touchdown in the Indian Ocean. One of the reasons why we have a little bit different of a launch time tomorrow compared to other recent launches, or all of the launches down here actually, is because they want to get some actual. Let me just flip the camera around here. They want to get some actual daylight video of the ship coming back down. I'm realizing at this point we've lost enough light that you can't really see my face much at this point anyway. So we'll transition away from the in the front of the camera commentary. Just keep providing you views of the Starship until we lose all of the light. But actually, a really, really nice sunset going on behind. The colors aren't coming across super accurately. I could play with some white balance and stuff right now, but I think the important thing here is just to talk about expectations and any questions for tomorrow. So we'll get all the pretty shots tomorrow. Yep, we're some good commentary, and it's gonna let it keep going until we lose more light. Tony from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for tuning in, Tony. Good to see you. What up? Welcome. Oh, is that address? That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's because the SpaceX shuttle. They let it go up the other side. Actually, I'm just gonna take a little picture. Oh, really? That's the they go all over the place. Yep, yep. He's standing in front of my camera. Completely blocked. How many people do you suspect are in the area right now? It's gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's gotta be what, 40 cars?
There's like 0 spots all along, all the way to
Probably what, 200?
200 cars at least.
Yeah, so probably a couple hundred people at least. Tony says low lighting. Yep, that's kind of what the situation is. I could crank some exposure and stuff, but I think I'm going to leave it as is for now just so we can get some of the kind of looks nice. Even though we can't see a lot of the details. Wow, this is wild, guys. Just all the cars down here right now. People are having to back up off of the beach. I'm a little bit concerned about, I just hope people are paying attention here. Starship S31 is in chat. Welcome in, Starship S31. Good to see you on this very, very special day. Tony says silhouette is okay. Good, good, good. Starship S31 says, you're looking at me right here, right? We sure are. All right, so for anybody just tuning in, again, my name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. These are live views of Starship Flight 6 full stack. Things are looking good so far. We are still, as far as I've heard so far, expecting launch tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time at the earliest. That is the start of the window. It is a 30-minute window. So SpaceX will have about 30 minutes to get this thing off the ground, starting at 4 p.m. Central Time. So again, this is the world's largest, most powerful rocket of all time, and it is the 6th time it is launching in its full stack configuration. This vehicle is made up of 2 stages. We got the Starship up top and the Super Heavy booster underneath. Super Heavy will deliver Starship up as high as it can, and then they will separate. Starship will continue into a near orbital velocity. Super Heavy will come back down and hopefully be caught by the chopsticks on the tower. And then Starship continues off to the Indian Ocean, where it will hopefully propulsively land softly over there in the Indian Ocean. So we are going to have live views of this experience on tomorrow, probably starting around noon or 1 p.m. Central Time. Really, really pumped for this. We're going to be in the middle of the crowd. We're going to be hanging out with people. We're going to be doing interviews with people and getting their reactions to what's happening. We might even be able to interview somebody that has never seen a launch before ahead of launch, and then maybe again after launch. So we're really going to have a good time, and we're going to bring you all the energy that there is in that crowd tomorrow while everybody's getting pumped up to this. So I hope you can join us. Don't forget that it's important to get multiple perspectives of all these things. So tune into all your favorite channels and hop from one to another. Check out a different perspective. Check out the crowd. Just check it out all out. It's an important day, and you're gonna want to see all the angles that you can get. So. Tex Ali Sahil diehard fans says, can't believe this megastructure is going to fly to space tomorrow now. I know, right? It's really hard to believe, especially being able to stand out here and see it all with our own eyes before this thing goes. It's really awesome. Tony with the membership, thank you so much. 11 months and 16 days, almost a year. Wow. Tony, we appreciate you so much for that membership. We appreciate your support here on the channel. And, we couldn't do it without y'all. So I appreciate it. And I know we've had some slow times too, and you've stuck with us for the slow times, so we appreciate that more than anything. We really, really do. Need to find something or anything? Do it. Yeah, the second tower really puts some new perspective on this. It's pretty cool. Different framing for photos and stuff. I like it. There's still at least one SpaceX employee down there at the base of the booster with a flashlight or a headlamp. They're definitely been checking out one area in specific down there. But again, no reason to really be concerned. It might just be checklist before tomorrow's flight. Not exactly sure what they're doing, but if we keep seeing them work on that throughout the night, that would be something to think about. But for now, I think they're just doing operations as usual. All right, current time, local time is 6:09. We're going to hang out here probably until 6:15, 6:20, see if there's any final questions from anybody or anything, and just try to get you the most up-to-date info that we have, which no news is good news right now for our launch attempt tomorrow. Yo, what up? Oh, yeah? They were fishing game earlier, doing searching on the marsh area for something. Yeah, I think that's something we usually see ahead of launches. I think they like to do a kind of a pre-survey and an after-survey to see how the ground held up, and if they're able to identify any wildlife or anything down there. All right, so I'm going to give one high-level overview again of what to expect tomorrow, and then we're going to wrap things up here for tonight. I just wanted to get out here and give you all some views of this thing before it goes to space tomorrow, or part of it goes to space tomorrow. So if there's any questions, now's the time, and I can address those before I wrap things up. But timeline for tomorrow, road closes at 8 a.m. Central Time. Sometime after that, they'll begin pre-procedures ahead of prop loading and getting GSE chilled down, all that good stuff. Then they'll start the prop load, and at that point, depending on, actually, I do have a timeline for everything, but depending on what time they start that, we're going to be starting stream a couple hours before launch. So we may or may not see the beginning of those processes. And then after prop load, they're really just going to be weather, which is probably going to be pretty good, and range. So they'll check weather and range. And as long as all those things are looking good, we should see this thing take off tomorrow, as long as the health of the vehicle is looking good as well. So there's not a lot standing between now and then. A lot of stuff still has to go right. But as we've seen, SpaceX has been really consistent with their launch windows for Starship so far. They've only ever had one window where they actually began the process and then scrubbed for the day on Starship so far, which is insane for a new launch vehicle. So let me bring you into the base of that booster one more time so you can see what they're working on, and then we'll start wrapping things up. So they're definitely looking at something down there at the base of the vehicle. I'm not exactly sure what. All right. With all that said, we are going to wrap things up. Let me just check in stream one more time for any chats. A couple more chats to go through. Starship 31 says, I hope Booster 13 lands successfully. Me as well. I definitely hope that. Tony says just in one area, or are they going around the booster? I think just in one area on kind of the street side, but it's hard to tell. That could just be the side that I can see the best. Starship S31 says, I don't know what they're doing either. Yeah, I just posted on Twitter or X to see if anybody knows what they could be looking at. Again, it could just be totally normal, but I'm more curious than anything. But that's all I got for today. My name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. We'll see you tomorrow sometime, probably around noon or 1 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to have some great live views and be amongst the crowd and bring you some interviews and reactions and all that good stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So don't forget to tune in, send it to your friends, and share this experience with us. It's going to be really, really exciting. And hopefully we get to see this booster come back and get caught. So that's it. I appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you tomorrow. My name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. Good night and peace out.